Okay, it is later at night. It's like, what time is it? It's almost 8. So I have my ring light on. So lighting is, you know, not the best. We're working with what we got here, and the colors may not come up super accurate, but that's, you know, focus on pictures and videos. I always try to get as close to color accuracy as I can. In this video, I want to share with you guys all of the manicures that I wore in the month of March. So there's still some darker manis to share with you because it was still winter, and not till the end of March is when I pulled out my springy colors. The rest of these polishes that you're seeing here are polishes that I plan on wearing this spring. I did do a seasonal wrap and talked about all of these polishes in depth, so I'll make sure to link it up in the cards in one of these corners. So let me get started with one of the first polishes that I wore. This is from Chanel, and it's called Braun Fume. I think I bought this end of summer, maybe beginning of fall. I can't even remember anymore. But when I saw this color, it reminded me of way back when You Don't Know Jacques came out, and a lot of people used to describe that color, I'm pretty sure people still do, describe that color as a mushroomy type of color. When I saw this polish, that is exactly what I thought of, because this is a mushroom type of color. And I've mentioned before, I used to own You Don't Know Jacques, owned it for years, and tried to convince myself that I loved it. Although I love the color, I really wanted to love it on myself because everybody else loved it on themselves. And then finally, many moons later, I came to a realization that it's just not the color for me. It made my hands look dirty. It's just not the most flattering to where this one is. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy because it's such a perfect color for fall and for winter. This one has more of a brown base. It's a very cool brown base. So it's slightly gray leaning, but it also has a little hint of green. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it almost pulls just a hair more green on my nails than what I see in the bottle. Still brown, still gray, but with a little bit more green on my nails. And it has a great formula to coat, and it wore very well. It's a cream. And then this polish my sister-in-law actually picked out because I couldn't decide what to wear. And she happened to pick this one, not knowing it's a textured polish. This is from OPI, and it is part of their Liquid Sands collection, which these polishes dried textured. They no longer sell these polishes, but if you enjoy textured polishes, I'm pretty sure I've still seen them on Head to Toe Beauty or Trans Design, one of the two. Those are discounted nail polish websites if you want to check them out. I love textured polishes, and this one is super beautiful. This one is called Get Your Number, and it's made up of micro blue glitter, but then it has larger silver metallic glitters, as well as even larger silver holographic metallic glitters, and it's beautiful. You can see the blue micro glitter on the nails. Because the silver glitters are larger than the blue glitter, it almost looks, they almost scatter on the nails, and so it looks like little glimpses of lights that are popping off the nails. It's just such a beautiful color. I think I wore it on its own for maybe a day, but when it comes to texture polishes, because they do dry matte, they tend to chip rather quickly, maybe at the second day or so, and I wanted to prolong my manicure. So I added a very thin glossy top coat, and I do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, because I want to prolong the wear of the manicure, and number two, because I want to seal in slightly a little bit of the grit. So I'm not trying to remove the textured finish or feel on my nails. I just want to seal in the grit just a tad bit, because with textured polishes, because it is textured, there's little pockets basically, right? If I'm putting lotion on, if I'm touching whatever, all of that stuff tends to collect for me in those little pockets. I know that sounds really gross. I like to add a very thin glossy top coat just to preserve that, and so my nails don't look super grimy as the days, you know, wear on and stuff like that. So it just helps it wear a little bit better. I also wore this one. This one I think I wore, this was my last manicure before the first day of spring. This is called Whispered Lore. I can't remember if this came out from Orly in their fall or in their winter collection. I want to say it was their winter collection, maybe. I'm not really sure. This is what I wanted Aggie from Zoya to be. If you guys remember when Zoya put out Aggie, I bought that polish and it was such a huge disappointment because it looked like this in the bottle where you see almost like that vintage gold, but then it shifts to that olivey green and then slightly blue, right? Aggie, I saw that in the bottle, but on my nails it just looked gold, and it didn't matter what lighting I was in, it just fell very, very flat on my nails, to where this one does not. The shifting is stronger in the bottle here, but I do see it on my nails. And by that I mean, I do see the shifting depending on what room I'm in. So in one room, my nails can look like that vintage gold, and then I don't see the olive green or the blue. But then I could be sitting outside, maybe with dim lighting, or during the day but with a covered area, right? And then it looks like that olive green and blue. So depending on the angle of my nails, depending on what lighting I'm sitting in, my nails change color. So it's not one of those very obvious duochromes where as you move your nails you see all of the transition of the colors if I'm sitting in this same room, right? It just depends on what room I'm sitting in, and then I'll see that color. It just becomes a little bit more prominent. It is so beautiful, guys, like weirdly beautiful. I haven't been into colors like these, I don't think, ever, and I really, really enjoy it. I just feel like I wore it out of season for sure. You know, this is a color that I would definitely primarily wear in the fall, I feel. Particles are a little bit more fine, so I did find that I had some brush strokes, so it helped to keep the brush strokes pretty straight. And then possibly my favorite manicure out of the entire month. This was such a beautiful combination. Both of these polishes are from Sinful Colors. This is from, or it's called Black Cherry. It has more of a burgundy base, but then it has a brighter, almost little shimmer. If you see that little glow effect there. And then it also seems to have a gold shimmer in here as well. I don't notice it in the bottle, but when I put this polish on my nails, I see a fine gold shimmer on my nails. It's so beautiful. I wore this as a pedicure. When did I wear this as a pedicure? Maybe in February, I want to say, and then wore it as a manicure in the month of March. And then I wore it by itself for I think a couple of days, and then in the days to come I put on my favorite topper of all time, guys. I love this polish so much. I've mentioned it so many times. This is Green Ocean from Sinful Colors. I had finished out this bottle, but I had so much glitter left over, so I added my suspension base from TKB Trading and made more of it because there's so much glitter still left in this bottle, guys. And I did that because I gave all of my backups away, and I'm so sad. Happy for whoever I gave them to, but sad for myself because I can't find this polish anymore. It's just so beautiful. So this one is made up of hexes and shreds of glitter, like flakies, not shreds, they're flakies, and they're more transparent. So if they layer on top of each other, you could see the layering. It's just so beautiful. And then they shift from green to blue to purple. It's just a beautiful, beautiful topper. I love it. This looked so beautiful over top of this. I could still see the burgundy base. In some lights, I could still see the gold little shimmer. It was just such a great combination. I did a little shorts. Maybe I'll link that up in the cards as well. This manicure actually ended up wearing, I think, more in the beginning of the month whenever I did my swatches for the spring collection from Orly. I wore this on one hand, and then I did a Skittles mani with the rest of the collection on the other hand, just to see how well it wore on my hands. So I didn't wear it for very long, maybe about 3 days or so. And such a beautiful color. This type of color is so basic. A lot of brands do have this type of color, but I don't ever get bored with this type of lavender cream. I feel like it looks really beautiful. This is the kind of color that I even enjoy during the winter because it's just it's such a delicate color, right? And at the same time, it's the type of color that makes me super, super happy. It's just such a cheerful type of polish. So great for spring and summer as well. 3 coats for this one. It has a cream formulation. It's called Dusk Something, Provence at Dusk from Orly. It's a part of their spring line. These are definitely the 2 that I wore on the first day of spring. Hallelujah, guys. I actually wore a spring manicure or a seasonal manicure on time. I'm usually behind by a week or 2. I ended up putting on my nails Show 'em Who's Blossom from China Glaze, which is a lighter kind of muted green. It's almost like a putty type of color, but now thinking about it, I don't even know if putty looks green. It just makes me think of putty. I don't know why. It's a muted Very soft green, almost sage-like, I guess I can say, but much softer than that. It's a cream. It takes 2 coats to get opaque. This one still has the old China Glaze formula, and yet still, just 2 coats to get opaque. No fuss type of application, and it wore rather well. And then on my ring finger, I wore China Glaze Ice and Bubbles. This is a micro glitter, so dries textured, but definitely not as textured as the Liquid Sands. The Liquid Sands line from OPI are some of the most textured polishes that I've ever tried. They're just heavily gritty. I love it. It's so, they're just so freaking good. They're my favorite, possibly my favorite, and then next to that is the Zoya Pixie Dust. Ice and Bubbles does dry textured, but it's a little bit more subtle, I want to say. And it's made up of a white glitter, gold glitter, but then it has this almost fairy dust. It's almost like a pearl, not a pearl finish, but like a super fine powder that is a purple, and it shifts a little bit blue. I did a thick glossy top coat of this one because I did want to smooth out the grid. Plus, I wanted to bring out all of the beautiful sparkle, and this sparkled so much in the sun, guys. Like, beautiful, beautiful combination. And then I did little flowers with my little dotting tools using Ice and Bubbles, and then just added acrylic paint in black for my little center. The only thing I wish I would have done different with that manicure is that I wish I would have painted one of my nails black just to kind of tie in the flowers, I guess the center of the flower. But other than that, such a beautiful combination. Really loved it. 2 polishes that I wore as pedicures, Topless and Barefoot. I think I wore as a pedicure in February, but I forgot to mention that this polish. If I have a manicure picture, I will share that with you, because definitely forgot to take a picture of my pedicure, but such a beautiful color. I want to pull this nude out in the summer. Definitely want to wear it. Then a polish that I keep forgetting to talk about, which is Ballet Slippers from Essie. I actually ended up wearing this in the fall, and I'm talking in November. We went to Cali, and I ended up buying this at a Rite Aid, and oh no, I painted my nails before going to Cali, and then gave my bottle to my mom or something, and then I ended up buying another bottle. I put it on my nails, and this actually surprised me. I've never owned Ballet Slippers from Essie. I know it's a very popular polish from them, and it's one of their most sold polishes, I want to say. I don't know why, in my mind, I thought this was gonna be like a similar formulation to Matte Maswell from Essie, which is one of those sheer pink polishes where you can still see the nail line, or Bubble Bath from OPI. This is not that. This is definitely more milky, I feel. So, I don't know. At 3 coats, it was still some balding on my nails. It's like needed borderline 4 coats, and maybe because I wasn't applying it the way that I should have been. Because with sheer polishes, I try to go in with thinner layers, right, to level it out at 3 coats. This one, I feel like I could have gone in with maybe, I should have switched up my application and maybe gone in with maybe a thinner first coat and a thicker second coat or something, and then lighten it up on the 3rd coat or something of the sort, or I don't know. It was a difficult application for me, and I want to say this has the wider paddle brush, and yet application was still difficult. I didn't like that very much. I just thought it was going to be more sheer. So that threw me off, but the color is so beautiful. Very, very flattering. And then in March, I wore it as a pedicure. Oh my God, love. Now, when it comes to pedicures and polishes like these that require 3 to 4 coats or whatever, I sometimes leave it at 2 because it's so far away that if there's any balding, it's really not visible. So I didn't mind it at all. It was such a flattering pedicure color. Freaking love it. This is the type of polish though that I feel looks great regardless of the season. It's just this one and Topless and Barefoot, you really can't go wrong. You can wear this year round and you'll look like you're on trend and stuff, right? These are super awesome colors. Another polish that I wore as a pedicure, this I know I do have a swatch for on my nails because I did swatches for this collection, is Purple Tonium, because I didn't get a chance to wear it as a manicure, and I still wanted to wear it, so I wore it as a pedicure, and it's just beautiful. It is a blue tone purple shimmer, but it has a brighter little shimmer that kind of warms it up a little bit in the center, if you can see that, a little hint of I don't know, just a hair warmer, but it is cool tone. And it's beautiful, guys. Great formula. Get to pick a 2 coat. I mean, seriously, no complaints. It's just perfect. I love it. I think this is the one, though, that dries slightly matte. So it does benefit from a very good glossy, not a very good glossy top coat, but you know, a glossy top coat. Oh my god, I'm like rambling on forever. Oh my god. The last manicure, I almost forgot to mention this one. I did a smush mani with these 3 polishes. This was kind of not planned, really. I just wanted to touch these polishes this winter. They were still left over on my winter seasonal rack, and so I decided to combine the 3 and do a smush mani. It weirdly worked out. I loved it in person so much. Pictures, I feel like they're just whatever, right? It looks weird. I don't know, it just looks a little funky. I feel whatever. Anyways, it's a manicure that I did. I still enjoy the smush mani because I could still see the transition between one color to the next. So I combined Holy Shift from China Glaze. This one has more of a gray base, but then it shifts from purple to green or green to purple, one of the two, whatever. And then my favorite taupe, which is Wet Cement from Wet n Wild. This is, I love this polish. I'm so sad they don't make it anymore because I think I may only have one more backup of it. And then one of my favorite grays, this is Gray Area from Sally Hansen. It is a gray kind of taupey type of color, but it's definitely darker, you can see. Wet Cement looks more browny purple. This is more grayish purple. Great formula for this one. Usually get to pick 2 coats for me. The only regret for that manicure is that I added the I&M holographic top coat, and I wish I wouldn't have. Although it added a delicate holographic look on the nails, it kind of turned me off because I think it looked really beautiful on its own, to be honest. So, all right, that is all I have for this monthly manis, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.